Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the overall markets and taking a deeper dive into Stellar, since this is a cryptocurrency that I think has a very good use case and will be heavily adopted over the next few years. And so one of the most important things that I look for in a cryptocurrency is the use case and the utility. And so I want to know how it's going to be used. Is it scalable? And can it change the world for the better? And so I think if a cryptocurrency is going to be used and it can be scaled and widely adopted, that is very good for the future of that cryptocurrency. And I think XLM checks all of those boxes. And so before we get started, I would like to mention that if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps push the content out to other people. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. So please do your own research. And so let's take a look at the cryptocurrencies here. We can see that Bitcoin is just trading above $40,000. And we have Ethereum just above $3,000 as well here. And so let's take a look at a big announcement that was announced yesterday during the Paris Blockchain Week Summit here. We can see that MoneyGram is going to be launching on Stellar in June. And so we knew about this announcement. However, we did not know when it was going to be launching. And so they have finally provided a date when this is going to be going live. And so this is huge for Stellar here, as they are building the highway for stablecoins. And so they are looking to create the transaction between the US dollar or the euro or any other currency. They are just kind of playing the middleman there. And I think that Jack Mallers really explained this very well, utilizing Bitcoin at the Miami conference last week. He explained that there's a lot of intermediaries right now that are taking 1 or 3% right now of all those transaction costs that are not really needed. And so this technology has been around for about 55 years and has not really been changed. And so we're coming to a time now where we have cryptocurrencies such as Stellar or even Bitcoin, where all of these cryptocurrencies can improve the transaction speeds and save some cost with payments to different countries and remittance payments. And so this is really what they're focusing on. And so I think there's a ton of potential for this going forward here. And so let's take a look at some news here. Stellar is also working with USDC, which is Circle. This is the 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, and this is the 2nd largest stablecoin. And so this is helping the world's fastest growing USD stablecoin now move on the world's most efficient network, where it can be used for wallets, exchanges, payment companies, and market makers can now leverage the speed, security, and low cost of the Stellar network to operate a truly global digital dollar. And so I've utilized the Stellar network. The fees are extremely low. It is very quick. It does not take very long. It's not like Bitcoin where sometimes you make the transaction and it may take up to 10 minutes or 2 hours just to get your Bitcoin. So I really think that Stellar is doing something here where a lot of banks and large companies like Circle are going to be working with Stellar for these transactions going forward. And since we're talking about USDC here, let's take a look at some news here from Circle that they're going to be applying for a US crypto bank charter in the near future. And so they mentioned this about 8 months ago, but have not actually applied for anything. So in an interview, they mentioned that this is going to be happening in the near future, and they're working with USDC. We also have Stellar working with MoneyGram. And so this could be another very bullish thing here happening in the near future. So in addition to that as well, we have ISO 20022 coming here very shortly as well this year. This is going to be launching mostly in November, as we can see. However, this is going to be going live in June here in the UK. And so does this correlate with what's going to be happening with MoneyGram here launching in June as well? Could these two be correlated? I guess we will find out there as well. And so this is something else that's very bullish for this cryptocurrency. And so we also have Stellar working with IBM as well to revolutionize cross-border payments. And so today, if you're looking to send money across the borders, it requires a series of intermediaries for both clearing and settlement, each adding time and cost to the process. And so this is demonstrated here. We can see that today, if Adam wants to send money to Laura, it has to go through Adam's bank, then bank A, then bank B, and then it goes through Laura's bank, and then it finally gets to Laura. And so we can see there's a lot of middlemen involved in this transaction, very similar to the credit card space as well. It goes through all these different banks. They all take a portion of their money. And so this is very complicated, and this can be solved using IBM's WorldWire technology. And so this is using the clearing and settlement with finality happens in near real time. The solution uses digital assets to settle transactions, serving as an agreed upon store of value exchange between parties, as well as integrating payment instruction messages. And so we can see here that utilizing the IBM blockchain world wire tomorrow here, we can see that it goes from Atom to Adam's Bank, and then utilizes the Stellar network, goes to Laura's bank, and then to Laura. And so that eliminates a few steps there in the process. And so we can see here that the Stellar protocol is in the middle and that is being utilized. And so we can see it here in more detail in this article. Aside from issuing their own tokens, the arrangement opens up the possibility of banks using Lumens, the native token of the Stellar blockchain, which can be used as a bridge currency when it is hard to trade one type of fiat to another. And so they can be utilizing that from maybe a transfer from US dollar to the euro. They can utilize the Stellar protocol, and so there's a lot of potential for this going forward. And as I mentioned before, I want to reiterate that it is very important to look for cryptocurrencies that have utility. As we can see here, Stellar is really being utilized. We have them partnering with MoneyGram that's going to be launching in June. They're also working with IBM, and then they're working with the second largest stablecoin, which is Circle, which is USDC. And so we can see this is going to be heavily utilized going forward. There's a lot of potential for this cryptocurrency, and I personally think this cryptocurrency is undervalued. And so one of the last things I would like to take a look at here is that the payment channels are a category of layer 2 protocols supporting fast payments between two participants, and we've demonstrated that we can also use them for high throughput payments, up to 1 million payments per second between two users. And so they know that they can use this for a very high volume here. They have up to 1 million payments per second, which is very quick for a cryptocurrency, and this could become heavily adopted in the near future. And so I'm really starting to pay attention to this. I see a lot of potential for Stellar. I like to see that they're being utilized out there in the real world, and I think this could definitely be adopted, especially as ISO 20022 goes live here in June and then goes fully live in November as well, as Circle continues to push out a bank possibly in the US in the near future. And then we have MoneyGram also launching in June as well. And so I'm seeing a lot of potential for this cryptocurrency. And so if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below the video. Are you buying XLM? Do you see a bright future for Stellar moving forward? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.